So introduction to extending Dynamics 365 CRM. So what all things we are going to cover is what is Dynamics 365 CRM and how we can extend that. What do you mean by extending Dynamics 365? And the method of extending and how we can understand the web resources. So we can customize your Dynamics 365 system in many different ways. One is using out-of-the-box customization. That means you use the out-of-the-box customization tools that includes the form designer, the workflow designer, the business process flow designer, the entity designer. So you can just customize your entities. You can come up with new workflows. You can come up with new dashboard, views, charts, all that by using the UI-based customization tools. We call them as out-of-the-box tools. We know that. There are complex business requirements where we need to customize the system beyond what these out-of-the-box tools can provide. In such scenario, we go for Microsoft tools or third-party tools to customize it. We can also customize the system using code. So there are multiple ways to do that. One is developing the plugins. That is the major method of customizing the CRM system. The other one is using scripting. That means you just customize the CRM forms using form scripting. You can customize that as well. We need to understand about XRM platform, which is slowly fading away, I would say, because now we have CDS and all that stuff. But still, now we are learning the legacy dynamics system. So we need to understand what is XRM platform is all about. So X stand for anything. So I can implement a dynamic CRM system in a hospital, in an education institute, in a manufacturing company, in an airlines company, anywhere. So where X stands for anything relationship. So if I install it or I customize and implement it for a educational institute, I can call it as student management system. Similar way, if I just use it for hospital, I can call it as patient relationship management. It's not just about calling it a different name. It's about customizing the system 365 degree. So you should be able to customize your CRM system as per the requirement. You know that ERP systems are mostly industry specific. That is the HR module that you use for manufacturing may not be suitable for HR for or aeronautical or aerospace industry. These are very different. Unlike ERP, CRM can be or Dynamics 365 can be utilized in any industry with customization. So you should be able to customize it because this application is domain agnostic. You can utilize it in any system where you can customize it. So we talk about customization. This is an architecture of Dynamics 365. You might be familiar with that. So there are three layers here. First one is so the first one is the presentation layer, and then here somewhere here I will be able to find the database layer, and anything in between these two layers are known as your application layer or business logic layer, right? If you look at any web application or enterprise web application, you will be able to find these three layers: presentation layer, business logic layer, and database layer. Even for Dynamics 365 customer engagement, we have the three layers, and this architecture hasn't changed anything for long. The architecture is the same for a long time. We are seeing more addition to the existing architecture as well. So in the presentation layer, we have comments like the forms and the client-side events and ribbon and sitemap and all that we can customize. So you can see this ribbons here, settings gear button here, which indicate that these are the areas where you can just customize the system. So when it's come to the form-based customization, at the form level as well as at the reporting level, we can customize the system. You know that we can create report or we can customize the existing report within Dynamics by using the UI, right? Also forms we can customize, we can customize the sitemap, the ribbon, and all that we can customize from the UI itself. And also integrated application. You know that many applications can be integrated with Dynamics by using the UI. SharePoint is an example. We can integrate that using the UI itself. So these are the customization possible. We are not talking about here. What we are talking about this area, the business logic area, what we can customize. That is what we are going to talk about here. So most of the customization that you do here is through the code. So you have the plugins here, pre-event and post-event plugins. Then you have workflows also here. So you can create plugins by writing code, and this plugin can be registered as event handler so that next day when the event happens, this plugin trigger. And then here you have customer flow activities. You can customize the existing workflows within Dynamics 365 using code. You can write customer flow activities and you can just extend the functionality of your workflow. That is known as customer flow activities. These are the two other areas where you can just customize it using code. And then here you have processes, the list of all the processes in CRM system we use for automation. And here you have security in the sense of the entire security structure of Dynamics 365 system. And finally, we have the database that includes data as well as metadata. So any change that you make in the system using the UI, that's what we mostly do here. on the form will be updated to your database. That's how it works. Okay, so that's the entire architecture. We have three tiers: web tier, business logic tier, and data tier. The first tier we can call it as application tier or presentation layer, also business logic layer or application logic layer. Third one is database layer or data tier, right? That's the three layers. So that is the architecture of Dynamics 5. Now, during the course, what you will learn is how we can just customize your CRM system using code, using plugins, using customer flow activities, and other means. That is what we are going to learn in this particular course.